I already know I'm going to get flamed in the comments for this video because it's an opinion video. And if you don't know what that means, basically, it's a personal list. I am ranking these based off of my own opinion. And my opinion basically means how fun is the weapon to use for me? Is the weapon good with the design choice? Is the weapon sexy looking? And for weapons that have multiple versions of them, like the ray gun, obviously it's different in basically every single game. But I'm going to take the version of that said weapon that, in my opinion, feels the best, looks the best, all around is just the best to use, and that's the one I'm going to be ranking. Now, this video is supposed to be planned on my birthday. It's supposed to be uploaded Sunday. So hope I can get it out that day. If not, I guess just enjoy the video. It might be the day after my birthday, who knows? But still, if you want to wish me happy birthday, you can. And also, you could join the Discord server as well for a birthday present. You know what I mean? And if there's any BO4 lovers out there, this list might make you a little upset. But again, my list, and I honestly kind of enjoy BO4. So I'm not hating on the game. I'm just hating on the Wonder Weapons, man, because they fucking suck. But with that, let's go ahead and move on to the worst weapon, in my opinion, in Call of Duty Zombies. Now, this weapon always seems to make it at the bottom of the list, regardless of what the list even is, unless you're looking at it on paper. But the jet gun is just such a boring weapon to use. When you get it, it's just a disappointment. It'll break after a few seconds of using it. It feels like you're going to die while you're using it. It sucks you towards the zombies. It kills very slowly, and you're just never having fun with this because you're too worried about, okay, I have to keep this thing from breaking. If it breaks, all the parts are going to go on the ground, and it's on transit. You're almost never going to be having fun with this piece of garbage. Next, you have the VR11. Kind of the same thing. This thing always seems to make its way on the list at the very bottom, but this also is very boring. It just turns the zombies into CIA agents. That's it. Like, I mean, Pack-a-Punch, you could shoot the zombie that you shot 3 times, and it explodes into like a huge mist of blood, damaging the zombies around it. But still, that's not fun. I don't feel any excitement using this. It's just like, oh, the VR11, yay. Now we have our first BO4 weapon, and the next like 10 or so are all gonna be Black Ops 4 because, you know, Black Ops 4 just didn't have great wonder weapons. But this one we have the scoped Wunderwaffe. This is such a downgrade from the normal Wunderwaffe because you have to get headshots for this thing to actually work forever. It sucks. The design, it doesn't make any sense. You have an extra, like, power cell on the side. It has 4, but you don't even reload with those. It's stupid. You reload like a magazine. I don't understand this weapon. It doesn't even feel like the zombies are dying from electricity. It just feels like they're dying, you know, from oxygen. And it's just not fun to use. And it's on Tactor Toten, which isn't really the best map ever to play. It's a fucking phenomenal looking map, but gameplay is just not that great. Now we have the Gun MK2-V. This one is just super generic and super boring. It just shoots electricity. We've seen way too many weapons in zombies that have something to do with electricity, and this is just the most boring version we've seen. Sure, Scoped Wunderwaffe is below this, but at least the Wunderwaffe, you know, it's like a different variant of the first electricity weapon we've seen, so I have to give that the benefit of the doubt. But the Gun MK2-V, come on, man. You could have had more variety in it. All it does is just shoot a beam of electricity. That's all it does. I'm pretty sure that it does recharge ammo, so it has infinite ammo. I'm pretty sure, but it's still complete shit. Now we have the Depth of Orion. This thing is so disappointing. I love the look of it. It's a scorpion as a wonder weapon. It's so cool. You never see anything really like this. But its effect is just not really cool. Again, another electricity weapon. Not really great. Its kill time is so slow. Its charge time is also slow. It's on 9, which is a good map, but I never really find any excitement out of using this. It's like, oh, cool. I got the Death of Orion. Can I just get the Helion Salvo instead, please? Now I have the Gun MK2-Z. This is just like a shotgun Gun MK2. Not very interesting. Kind of generic. I mean, it tried a little bit differently from the Gun MK2-V, where, you know, it's a shotgun. Cool. Whatever. Like, there's not much to say about it. It's sort of fun because, you know, shotguns tend to be more fun weapons, but still, it's not really interesting at all. Now the Gun MK2-X. I feel like this one definitely is the coolest looking because it's dual wield Mark IIs, which is very cool. You'd think that this thing would be like amazing, but it's not really practical. Runs out of ammo so damn fast. I don't know why you'd ever use this thing, and I don't find any excitement. It's just 2 Gun MK2s on Alpha Omega, which is just a terrible map. I don't like it. Now, people might get upset with these 2 rankings, but next we have the Hand of Ouranos. Ouranos, or Origami. But to be honest, this is just a super generic wonder weapon. It's cool, don't get me wrong. The gauntlets or whatever on Ancient Evil, I think that's what they're called. They are super unique. Cool weapons. But this one is just the most generic, plain, boring one out of all of them. It's blue, and that's about it. It looks like a shield on your hand, so still not really like an interesting look. And all it does is just blow the zombies away. Like, I mean, cool. It doesn't really have any cool effect that it does to the zombies other than blow them away. I mean, that's kind of it. Next to Hand of Hemera, this one tried a little bit differently, where it shoots a beam of light on the ground, which is pretty unique, but still, it's kind of just boring and generic. It's not doing anything super interesting that you'd never expect. It's just kind of whatever. I mean, the look of it, that's why it has the edge over the Hand of Ouranos, just because it looks pretty cool. Other than that, super boring. Then we have the Magma Gat. The only reason this is up here this high is just because it is the successor, or I think successor to the Blunder Gat, or predecessor. Pretty sure successor. Its effect is cool. Like, it acts like a monkey bomb, but it doesn't really have anything else going for it. Like, it's on a terrible map, to be honest. The map really isn't that fun. It's not really that hard to get. You don't feel like you're overpowered or feel like, wow, dude, this is cool. It's just another fucking wonder weapon that's a monkey bomb effect. Like, we've already seen a few of these. It's not interesting. Now the Tundragun. Some people might even question, why is this high? Well, again, my opinion, it is the Thundergun that shoots snowballs. Terrible idea. I don't know why Cherokee even added this to the game. I don't get it. But just because it has a design to the Thundergun, and kind of feels like the Thundergun a little bit, you know, I put it this high. I love the Thundergun. I just fucking love it. But this is just a disappointment. But still, it can be fun to use if you're just messing around. It does do splash damage, so you kind of have to be on your feet a little bit. If you don't have PhD, you kind of have to pay attention and all that. But other than that, it's just kind of snowballs. Whoop-de-doo. Now we have the last Ray Gun Mark II variant, which is the Y. This one is explosive. It doesn't have a whole lot of ammo, so that's kind of the one drawback to it. But because it's explosive, that's why I'm putting it up here. I love explosive weapons that just like shoot the zombies away. And I feel this one actually kind of gives me a little bit of excitement. Now we're getting into weapons where I feel excited to actually get them. I still don't want to play Alpha Omega and get this thing. Like, I don't care enough to go on that map just to get this weapon. But it's fun to use. When you have it, great. Cool weapon. But other than that, not really gonna go out of my way to get it. Now we finally have a weapon that could trigger some people. This is the Paralyzer. Now this thing is fun to use, don't get me wrong. Flying around the map, cool. It's a very like unique weapon because it's more of like a support wonder weapon. But that's the problem with it for me. It just feels convenient. It doesn't really feel fun. Like when I get it, I'm like, okay, now I can get to this point and actually get to pack a punch. Fly over this debris. I don't feel like, oh, I'm actually gonna have fun with this thing. It just feels convenient to me. That's all it is. Now I finally have the OG ray gun. This is gonna be in Black Ops 1 specifically with PhD. It's just super fun. It's all around just a great time, but it's kind of just, you know, generic as well. It's explosive. Like, sure, the first wonder weapon, it's going to be like not mind-boggling, but it's fun to use if you have PhD and you're on BL1. It's explosive. It has a lot of ammo, but after you get to the higher rounds, it's kind of just like, oh, it's the ray gun. And then the later games, man, it gets real shit. This is definitely going to trigger people, but this is the wave gun. Now, hear me out, right? This thing is fun because when you use it, the zombies float in the air, pop like popcorn, and it makes this sound. It's cool. It's fun. It's nice to use. It also has the dual-wield variant, which is like mini zap guns, mini Wunderwaffes, if you will, like pocket Wunderwaffes. But it just doesn't give me excitement. Like, I don't feel like, oh, the wave gun. I just feel like, oh, okay, that's cool, bro. I mean, yeah, I wanted that. You get the high rounds for the Easter egg. But other than that, it's like, okay. Like, I'll use this, but it's just whatever, man. I have our first bow, which is going to be the Void Bow. I love all the bows basically equally, but in terms of how fun they are, this one definitely is the least fun. Because I think that it just doesn't really have much going for it. It's kind of a pain in the ass to make if you don't really know what you're doing. And when you shoot it, it opens a portal, like a purple portal. Purple is my favorite color, so that kind of gives me a little bit of bonus points in my book. But then skulls just kind of float around and kill the zombies. Like, there's nothing really crazy that happens. It's just the zombies die from getting eaten. Like, I don't really see any excitement out of that. Now we have the Wunderwaffe, specifically the World at War one, because it actually feels like I'm electrifying the zombies to death. Because the electricity is like in your face. It's like almost flashbanging you. And the electricity train, or chain, not train, sorry. The chain that kind of goes to zombie, it actually feels like they're, you know, getting chained from the electricity all around each other. It's cool. It's a little hard for me to put into words. If you ever use it on World at War, you know what I mean. Like, it's actually fun to use. The reload, very nice. The design, also very nice. It's just a damn shame that on the only map you could pack a punch this thing on World at War, it takes your jug away if you shock yourself. Honestly, a huge L in my book, but the Wunderwaffe is still a solid wonder weapon. Now the Sliquifier. The only reason this thing really made it this high is just because it's kind of like unique, and you feel like God when you're using this thing. Now, you can sit in the corner basically until around 100 with this. If you pre-patch it, if you don't know what I mean by pre-patch, just ignore my words. It doesn't matter. I think this is really the only wonder weapon that can really make you feel like you don't have to play the game at all. You just sit in the corner, one figure, boom, the whole round's done. It's crazy. I would say that it can be annoying, but because you have that thought in your head of, oh, I could slip off and possibly die, or, oh, I could slip into the zombies and possibly die, I feel like that keeps you on your toes, kind of gives you excitement, and building this thing is super easy, super accessible, it's not annoying to get, it's just all around a solid one weapon if you actually know how to use it right. Now we have the next bow, which is the lightning bow. This is an electricity weapon, but I feel like it actually does it kind of right, where it makes a huge electric storm that kind of just changes from zombie to zombie, but you have to camp with it, so it does kind of get boring in that sense. But when you actually like shoot one arrow at a time, that like that electricity sound in your ears is so loud, and it sounds like you're actually like shooting thunder out of your bow. It's very cool. And sound also plays a big role in my ranking. I love sounds because I'm a gamer. Now I have the Winter's Howl, definitely gonna trigger people. But when you use this, it feels like you actually have an ice storm kind of going around you. Yes, the ice staff is basically just a way better version of the Winter's Howl in every aspect. But the BO1 Winter's Howl, it genuinely feels like there is a winter storm like shooting out of a gun. Like it feels cool. Yes, this weapon sucks. Belongs in the trash. Belongs in the dumpster. Belongs in a box flowing down the river. Now the sweeper, you could consider this not to really be a wonder weapon because it's a shotgun, but it's the Blunder Gat, man. I mean, this thing is not a normal weapon. It's definitely a wonder weapon. But the sweeper, like when you have it as just a normal shotgun, yeah, sure, it doesn't do any cool effects, but it feels so cool. Like it's a shotgun that can one shot, I think in the like 40s or 50s. The design is cool, the reload's cool, it's super easy to get, and you kind of feel overpowered in the early rounds if you have the sweeper. It's really nice. Now the Scavenger, this originally was my favorite wonder weapon, like overall. If I'm not talking about how fun they are, but if I'm just talking about, am I gonna have a good time? This is definitely one of my top wonder weapons, but having fun, this thing definitely kind of gets boring very quick. It's an explosive sniper, it's infrared, so it's very cool. You can see the zombies like through walls and stuff. Not through walls, but it's like a heat signature, if you will. And I would say this is one of the most unique weapons because we don't really see an explosive sniper in any other map. It's just very unique. I love the reload. I love when you get out of the box in early round. You feel like, wow, there you go. The Scavenger. Yes, I can kill George. I can get perks. I can kill the zombies. But it gets very weak very fast. So that definitely is a turnoff for me. I think we have our first staff now, which is the fire staff. This just kind of feels generic. It shoots fireballs. It makes a pit of lava in front of you if you do the charged shot. Like, I mean, yeah, that's it. Like, it isn't really anything super cool. If you're using it on like the Panzer step of the Easter egg, you feel invincible with this thing. It is so fun to use it. Based off of what I just said, it might not make sense to rank it this high, but in certain situations, this thing can be super fun to use. Now I have the ice staff. I feel this is kind of just a generic weapon as well, wonder weapon. It makes an ice blizzard, which we don't really see any other weapon do it, but it feels like it just kind of isn't unique. The staff looks cool. Reload, love it. Charged shot with mixed a huge blizzard. It's very, very cool. But I think the kill time is really what makes this thing kind of not really my favorite wonder weapon ever, but I do have a lot of fun using it. Like if you get a whole train of zombies, do the charge shot, they all die instantly. It's so fun. And if you're on BO3, you can literally camp with this thing, but it doesn't feel like you're invincible. Because of that kill time, you still have to kind of be on your toes, kind of see what's going on. And you can't just like be brain dead the whole time. Now the next staff is the lightning staff. This is definitely going to trigger people, just like previous weapons on this list. Now I think the main reason why this thing is up here this high is because it's not great of a weapon, but on the early rounds, when you can just spam this thing at the ground, kill all the zombies, it's super fun. You feel excitement. You feel joy. You can kill the panzers so damn quick at this thing. It is very loud in my ears. I will say it's a little too loud, especially if you have teammates on the other side of the map. You can hear this thing screaming in your eardrums. Very loud. But still, it's like extremely fun just because it's not that great, but it feels like you're doing a lot of damage. It feels fun, man. It feels fun. Now we have a weapon where you can basically sit in the corner and win the whole time, just like the Sliquifier. The Apothicon Servant. I mean, the only reason it's up this high is because you literally feel like God. Other weapons, you could feel like you're God until a certain point, but this thing you could sit in a corner and win. It's as simple as that. You really don't have to do anything. Like, it's exciting because when you pull it out of the box, you basically are like, okay, I win, baby. It's too easy. But at the same time, it can be very boring. But I think it's just fun because it's such a unique weapon. You literally stick your fist in an alien's body and it moans. Yeah, that's it for the Apothicon Servant. Let's go ahead and move on to the next weapon. Now we have the fire bow. I really love the design of the bows, so this is going to go here. I didn't even mention that before, but the fire bow, I love the design of it. It's very nice. When you do the charge shot with this, it gives a mini volcano around the zombies. which is very unique. It basically burns the zombies alive. You never really see a wonder weapon do this. It feels fun to use it, but it's a pain in the ass to make it. But again, it's my opinion. I don't care what you have to say, man. Now the KT4. This is like a shittier version of the Sliquifier, but honestly, it has a special place in my heart, man. This thing is so unique. It definitely has a slower kill time, but hearing all those sounds of the zombies popping and this thing is able to actually kill the thrashers really easily, it's so fun. It doesn't have a huge amount of ammo, so it's not like you can just sit in a corner to win the whole time. You actually have to pay attention. You kind of feel excited when you get it at first, and when you upgrade it, you're like, yes, it's finally over. I don't have to worry about getting it. You know, you have to actually use it correctly. You can't just like sit in a corner to win. You have to be strategic about what you do with it, because it's not simply just going to kill all the zombies around you and that's it. And you know, the progression to actually get it upgraded is also very fun, because you can kill the spider boss and all that, and that just honestly makes it so much more fun in my book when you have a really fun upgrade quest. Now the baby gun. I mean, come on, man. This thing makes the zombies like little tiny babies. You get to kick them around. How can you say no to that? It's great. One of the best wonder weapons I've ever seen, and it's all around just one of the most fun you can have with the weapon. Now the Ray Gun Mark III. Honestly, looking at this list, I'm kind of like, why did I make this list? But it was very difficult to make this. So this one basically makes mini black holes, which is very fun. It's not a super overpowered wonder weapon. Yes, you could camp to really high rounds with this thing until you get it up until about like around 40 and 50, and then it slows down a lot. But it feels fun. You can kill the manglers really easily. You can use this thing in the boss fight, no problem. It kills everything really easily. And the black hole effect, also really fun. But it's not so overpowered that you feel like you just sit in a corner to win, because when you get past that point where it stops killing, you actually have to be on your feet, and it's fun, man. I love when weapons aren't too overpowered, because then it just kind of takes away from the fun. Now we have the Vitriolic Withering, or Vitriolic Withering. I always say it wrong, I always spell it wrong, but this thing is super fun. It acts like a monkey bomb. It looks cool. I love the green on it. The reload's nice. It's just a sweeper as a distraction effect. It shoots out this like acid. The zombies get attracted to it, and when it blows up, it sounds unique, man. I don't know what the sound of it is when it blows up, but it definitely doesn't sound like anything else I've heard, and it feels really powerful when you use it, but it's really fucking bad, I'm not gonna lie. Now all the Cold War wonder weapons besides the ray gun, because I already ranked it, are in the top 10, I believe. Yeah, number 10. This cracks the top 10, which is the Ray K. Now the single shot where you don't use a charge shot or anything, or the select fire, I mean, sure, it's fun. It vaporizes zombies, cool, whatever, I don't care. But the charge shot, when you shoot that down, shoot the middle of it with the single fire variant or fire mode, and it does the explosion, it feels exciting, man. Like all the zombies go flying. I love the sound of the explosion, and I'm very easily impressed. So things that shoot the zombies away really quickly, do explosions, me likey. Now the Cerberus, I think this made it up here because it simply just has more variety to it than most weapons. It has a single version, which honestly is my favorite out of all of them, and it feels exciting to use it, but not too overpowered to use it. Then it has the explosive variant where it shoots explosives, and it feels kind of exciting to use it. I mean, you have more variety to it. It looks cool. It's like a, it's literally a grenade launcher, I'm pretty sure. I think that's what it is. Dude, my brain's kind of like going all over the place. Not having a script for this makes it difficult. But then you have the laser version, which is, you know, shoots a beam of light, I guess. It's very boring. But then he has a shotgun variant, which also is kind of unique because you don't really see many shotgun wonder weapons. So honestly, Cerberus, you know, it just has too much going on with it that you really can't say that it's not fun to use. Now the Ray Gun Mark II. I think this is the highest rated ray gun on this list at number 8. And where do I start? So this thing, when you pull it out on an early round out of the box, one of the best feelings, you feel so excited. It's like, wow, I got the Mark II, because there's such a low chance, especially on BO2. I'm talking about the BO2 one, like on Mob of the Dead or Origins. You pull this thing on like round 3 out of the box, you can't get a better feeling than that. This thing absolutely tears through the bosses, the Panzers, the Witches, Brutus, basically anything. Almost even on BO3, it'll tear through all the mini bosses and everything. It's an absolute beast. Can't go wrong with the Ray Gun Mark II. It's very solid. Now we have arguably the most unique weapon on this list, which is the Chrysalax. I don't think there is a single wonder weapon that is a melee wonder weapon. It's just too cool. Literally an axe that makes the zombies go flying away. You feel invincible when you have it, especially if you have all your tiers and upgraded, all that stuff where we get healed when you do a melee attack. You feel almost invincible with this thing. But the thing is, when you get to like round 40, it gets super weak, super fast. So it's not too overpowered, but you still feel excited. Then it has the gun variant of it, which you'd really wouldn't even expect this thing to have a different version, but you can actually shoot with this thing, which is also very cool. And it doesn't even shoot bullets. It shoots like this energy shells, energy bullets, and the zombies can actually drop more of them for you to pick up. It's just super unique. I haven't really seen any other weapon like this. Now we have the Hand of Charon. This thing literally just creates skeletons from hell that drag the zombies down with them. That description alone should tell you what you need to know. It isn't super exhilarating using this thing because you just kind of sit in the corner. It's a distraction effect too. Basically just win when you use it, but it's just so cool. I love the design. The design is one of my favorite, probably my favorite design of any Wonder Weapon, but I just love the fact the skeletons drag you down drag the zombies down to hell. The upgrade process, I mean, it's cool, I guess, but I feel like when you have this thing, you feel invincible. And yeah, sometimes that could be a bad thing, but with this on BO4, since I'm new to BO4, it's so fun. Now I have the last staff, which is the Wind Staff. I love weapons that can blow the zombies away. So Wind Staff definitely has to be up here. I think it's top 5, man. Top 5. Now it's definitely a very generic Wonder Weapon just because, you know, it just shoots out air. But the sound of it, I love it. I love the sound. The upgrade process is super easy, so it can be accessible to almost any new player that plays the game. And the charge shot creates a little mini tornado, which is cool, man. I just love the Wind Staff. I think it is my favorite looking staff as well. I love the design. Overall, great staff in my opinion. Now we have the last hand, which is the Hand of Gaia. If you know the hands on this map on Ancient Evil, you might think I'm crazy, but this thing creates a huge chain reaction of like these rocks that come up from the ground. And if zombies are trapped in them, they basically just like explode and go flying away. I love the effect. It's my second favorite hand because the Hand of Charon looks the best. But in terms of how fun, the Hand of Gaia definitely is so fun to use. Now we have the Alistair's Folly. I think this weapon has so much going for it. The base variant just acts like a normal pistol, acts kind of like the ray gun. You know, whatever. The second variant, you can create a little mini tornado or a distraction effect. Cool, whatever. Then the third effect, or the third upgrade, you can create like a volcano effect, I think a distraction effect. I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember. There's like 4 different effects, I'm sorry. But it has so much variety to it. It's just so fun. I love the look of it. And honestly, I think Dead of the Night is pretty underrated. It's really not the heart of a map. And I have never really played many BO4 maps. And I think BO4 is a solid game. And the Alistair's Folly, dude. It was gonna be number 1, but goddamn, dude. I love weapons that can blow zombies away. Then number 2, we have the Wolf Bow. I said it once in the previous ranking video of all Wonder Weapons that this bow is my favorite, and I'm sticking to that. This just blows the zombies away. I love the design. Looks fucking cool. Easy upgrade process. I love the howling sound with it. The backstory is pretty cool, and it just blows zombies away. Sure, not the best bow, not the most practical, but if you're in a sticky situation in a corner, it just blows all the zombies away. It turns the zombies into like this like blue-ish color, this light blue, and then they just disintegrate when they touch the ground. It is a very, very cool Wonder Weapon. I love the effect and everything about it. Such a unique weapon. Now, number 1, this is so generic of an answer, so basic, but it has to be the Thundergun. There was a comment, I believe, on, I think it was the ranking Wonder Weapon video. Could be wrong about that. But someone said it gives them like a huge dopamine rush. I think that's the word that they used, I'm not sure. But you feel so exciting, or feel so much excitement using this, because it just blows the zombies away. That's it. That's as simple as it is. Something as simple as just using air to blow the zombies away can just make you so excited. Sure, you could say the Wind Staff, the Hand of Ouranos, the Wolf Bow. They all do the same thing. So why is this number 1? I feel because it was the first of its kind. The Thundergun, when you pull it out of the box, especially on Kino or Ascension on an early round, you were in for a time. It could kill all 24 zombies at once, instantly, comes back in BO3, can create drops in that game. I love the reload. Everything about it is just perfect. I think this is all around the perfect Wonder Weapon and the one that you can use to standardize Wonder Weapons. I think it is the weapon that kind of started the standardization of killing one horde with one shot. That's how you base a Wonder Weapon. Honestly, solid weapon. Now there is one more weapon on this list that we all know, the Helion Salvo. I have to mention it, man, because we all know this thing is the true Wonder Weapon of Wonder Weapons. And that's all I gotta say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, put a lot of effort in this video to get all the gameplay for every single one of these. Make sure to wish me happy birthday and join my Discord server. With that, hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. I love all of you.